when you need a little oomph in life, you just you identify with something strong. To me, that is Native American culture. I grew up with it, being in a certain place in the world. Why this place in the world? Why here? Why now? What the heck? What the heck is that about? So we're going to deal with transitions now. Are we going to play? Watch Benny. Don't bump into him. Okay, and that's the end of that. That's the end of that. Get it! Transitions out. Come on, let's go. The joy and comfort and love of a dog is one of the most important things that we can do for each other. Stella! See the ball? It's also respect for the property.
Actually recyclable.
Not many rules to stay
Is this
here,
being
but
lazy?
one rule is to recycle. You recycle because it is part of being eco-friendly.
You don't care.
But you care. Now this person
It's very
did
fearful.
it. Content.
Glad
the thing
I tried, because that's
those are the only two rules. Recycle and recognize that you cannot re-trigger me. Done. And here's how you re-trigger me. Don't respond, make fun of people, take advantage. Anyway, I think it's also a fight because I use this to get down the road to dampen fear. Fear from domestic violence and the words I keep repeating. If you tell I'm going to kill you, I'll find you and I'll kill you. And then the previous abusers who said I will find your family and kill them and use the internet to show me that they could do so. So we're going to recycle. I'm going to separate, and this is mindlessness or mindfulness. Okay, so I've been using this strategy for a long time. It's also something I learned that was to think, do something kind of brainless, just, sort and anticipate. Oh, the day is, you have to take it out every week. It's a weekly assessment. So if you recycle or don't recycle, that's not the point. The point is you have to recognize the world around you as your own scientific experiment here. So let's separate the two. Great mindedness, great mindless, okay? Mindfulness. And if that's the attitude about this, then the attitude of not caring and being so selfish. Here we go, because my head's heavy all of a sudden because my neck pain is up. But that's the point. Neck pain is so disastrous. This is a behavior you want to get out of your life right away. This is the first time I've Googled TBI, and I don't have a reason to do it except to say it's so easy to find information when I meet new people. This is the diagnosis. You can look into it. Have you looked into it instead of assuming whatever you think under the sun because you have an opinion, like everyone? It's hard for me to look at this, and why I'm grateful I've been an emerging reader where I can't string the words together. Words will pop out of the page at me, and I cannot recall. And then when you add the violence transitioning into new spaces and the anticipation and dread. I'll get into further details as I break down each and every one. This is simply to just do a little introduction, a little, hey, you can Google this and read it. This part, remember, because I said yes to a bassist who took me to blues, burlesque, and boxing. Talk about a great night. The boxing was the hardest thing. I didn't know that they were going to have that. And that's when I realized I got to be really careful what I watch because I can feel it again, the acceleration and the impact. That's why watching soccer is difficult. Watching football is impossible. Formula One, which is a favorite now, because the anticipation for that sound, the countdown, when the cars start to go. Everything created was meant to be looked at later and to see, is this affecting me still? Is the body still super sensitive to visual and audio triggers? Finally, it is not. But now I want to ask why. Oh my God. Again, it's and then doing something different, and also maintaining an endocrine system that wants to and can sweat when I'm doing a dynamic exercise like spinning, and that was always the goal. There are consequences when you have stress, as everyone knows, but when you have TBI and post-concussions. So the consequences are, I lose my phone. But luckily, I've been utilizing text more and more and more. I'm also including screenshots of Near North Unity program in my neighborhood in Chicago because I'm going to be connecting with them. They have been the collection of the oldest. They are a collection of the ministers and churches in Cabrini Green,
So
now
Near
called
North
Near
Unity
North
Program
is one of the subscriptions I have in my email. I also have Block Club partners in Chicago. I just want the word block because the behavior that I want to do is block people.
Google,
I've
what
only blocked
is
2 people because I do advocacy, and I would never restrict access when somebody is in need. But I had to restrict one woman, one man.
$1,770.28.
And it feels really good because I didn't know you could do this. Thank you for the internet and the repetition of seeing it over and over again.
Is 13.18.
So the one strategy that you can do for traumatic brain injury or post-concussion syndrome is repeat. Yes, it may drive you insane as somebody tells me, but what is the problem? Somebody is clearly at a lower cognition than you. What is the harm? And quite frankly, you're going to help them. You're going to help them get better, and that person is going to be so grateful. They're going to owe you for the rest of their lives. And I have felt that way with some groups of people, like my students with special needs, that I am a mandated reporter of abuse and neglect. I don't think I could have gotten through reporting this to those 2 women in the same family. I'm going to repeat that over and over and over again until I can write that story verbatim. Prolonged exposure therapy is a writing curriculum. It's a writing process. They make you write and write and write until the vividness of these memories fade away and you start to forget. But it takes time. So I got writing samples, not because I knew I was doing prolonged exposure therapy, but because I wanted to know what level my clients were at. So when you are doing advocacy, you're listening to stories, you're paying attention to what's being repeated over and over, usually the same stories, the same trauma, but also get a writing sample so you can get an understanding of where they are academically. It's just a snapshot. It's the first step to saying, hey, trust me. Don't worry about the grammar, the spelling, even the content. I just want you to get it out on paper. My students were so fearful of writing, and that school was fearful of a writing teacher who, guess what? Shocking. Graded the kids. Not just going to give you an A automatically. She will give you the grade you deserve, and that was terrifying to these parents. They wanted her out. You have a good teacher that wants to actually educate your children for life, and that's the teacher they don't want. Let's look at it through the perspective of educators.
This methodology uses prolonged exposure as well as just telling. I'm not going to keep it in no secret. For those that have met me recently, you might not have heard that adrenaline, but I know some have because I can't stop talking. That is a combination of me validating the chronic pain with my voice. Also, it's a good distraction. Also, denying silence, because when there's no noise, when there's quiet, that was when in the past PTSD memories came up, so constantly talking was helpful. It's also, I realize in conversation, sometimes to limit the interaction if it's starting to happen because of somebody maybe contradicting themselves or saying things, doing things that absolutely I know are going to stay on replay. This can be making fun of people, put downs, gossip, over the top emotion. And finally, it's a hope to continuously talk because I continuously ask the same questions. Are you interested? What's your experience with TBI? I'm having symptoms. And that's where you are in the moment on authentic assessment, listening to people, observing people, and determining if this person is for real. It isn't about optics or saying words that have no meaning, because when it comes to action, it's just not evident.
Last time I spoke to this person before they passed away, I had told them about the project, where I wanted it to happen. They gave me feedback. I still hear their voice until just a couple days ago because I dreamt about something about one's voice, how it never changes no matter how old you get, and yet this person will never get older. I do talk to them still. This methodology is all about reliving and using the world around me to do so. It is like a college curriculum or a 4th grade writing literacy coach telling you to use the real world experiences from your life, your personal narrative with the text, because we're going to relive somebody who gave me an origin. How did this begin? When did this start? Well, it started with this person. I think that's going to trigger you. But in this case, I dealt with it faster because I realized there's no hope for this person. This is the story of how I ended advocacy. Composition 8. An 8 is a sideways infinity, which means forever. I thought I was going to do this forever. Without this person, I never would have given up.
I think I let you know that a long time ago. I didn't have much faith that I would get a response to it on that last phone call. I'm through it now with that text message because, like I said, I wasn't ever going to talk about those types of intimate things. The story is happening.
The best part is I can say where I am in the world because I'm dropping a seed of proximity. When there is trauma in a place, you avoid it. And I decided long ago, I will not avoid any trauma that bubbles up. So I'll be able to say where I am in the world, where I'll be writing, so you can find me here. I'm not sure if this is a good idea or not, quite frankly.
When there is trauma in a place, you avoid it. And I decided long ago, I will not avoid any
I'm just gonna
trauma.
say something short and sweet. Let's delete it. I don't have to tell you who these people are that have helped me so much, because the whole point is to be grateful. But these are people that you'll know eventually. Just let me plant the seed. And like I said, this is the place where I want to share where I am in the world. I'm finally there.